Good morning, afternoon, evening, and night to everyone here because, all over the world, right? Firstly, I would like to thank CIICA for having me here today. I am privileged to share my thoughts on CI Care beyond the regular. It's such a catchy title, right? And I would like to preface my presentation by saying that this may not apply to everyone and experiences may and will differ. It is not anything against anyone or anything. It's just a different perspective to things. So just as the slide mentions, when a family or a recipient, I'm going to use these terms a little interchangeably. When a family or recipient goes to a hearing health practitioner, an ENT, an audiologist, or an auditory verbal therapist, what do we receive exactly? We receive all the things mentioned on this slide and more. So we get a lot of technical jargon, lots of information about what they will be doing, what will be expected, what we will be expected to do as the recipient, as the user, or as a potential candidate for the cochlear implant. How much does it cost, the insurance, lots of information, lots of technical knowledge, perhaps to contact the next professional or the cochlear implant company. It seems like a lot of information, right? For someone who is perhaps a little concerned about their child who has been detected like perhaps a week ago with hearing loss, right? It is just a lot of information. And in a crisis, perhaps what may seem like a crisis at the beginning, it can get pretty lonely. And so while the information is crucial, it is necessary to get all of this information, without which we cannot make the right steps. It is a lot. So next slide. So let us take a look at what families may need beyond all of this. Perhaps maybe more important than all of the previous stuff that I mentioned. Families need to be reassured that this is the right process. Just because a family has come to you does not mean that they know that this is the right process. They need to be reassured by the professional, whichever professional they may go to at the first time, that getting a cochlear implant or perhaps going for this particular process of mapping or going for this procedure is the right process. The assumption should not be there. There has to be a conversation. There has to be a back and forth, perhaps, to be reassured each and every time. Their concerns need to be clarified, and they need someone to hear them out. Perhaps that one practitioner is the only one who is there to hear them out. And like I mentioned earlier, it can sometimes feel lonely as a family or as a recipient and as an adult recipient, right? Many times when detected, it is like a crisis. Hearing them out is crucial. Helping them to understand what exactly the professional will be doing. Not just assuming that, okay, you come here, okay, sit here, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this. No, help them understand. They have the right to understand what exactly they will be going through in the entire process. It is a long process. It takes years, right from detection, right to the surgery, mapping, audiology work, auditory verbal therapy work, the rehabilitation. It takes years. For me, it took well over a decade, and I was detected at birth. The softer skills of professionals can be developed to help resonate with families. We have all had a teacher growing up, perhaps in school or college or in university, who knew a lot about their subject, but failed to have the right teaching skills. And that is essentially the example that I would like for everyone to think about when we think about person-centered care. Like everybody mentioned, a lot of the things I'm mentioning will overlap with a lot of it about a lot of things that my colleagues have spoken about in the past. It is important to give hope in a realistic manner. What is the point of spewing out so much of important information if the family cannot receive it in the right way? Clarification is needed. There has to be a sharing of information and a pause. Let the family respond. letting us know that we've been understood, and so much more. Families go through emotional experiences that range vastly and take on different forms. It is crucial to be prepared for the same and hold the hand of the family throughout the process, either as one professional or a team of professionals, depending on which country you're in and the type of healthcare system that exists. This all points to one thing. Next slide, which is person and family-centered focus. The focus is shifted to the person, not the hearing loss. I repeat, it's the person and not the hearing loss. Keeping in mind that the cochlear implant is a process, which is a means to an end. It is not the end, it is a means to an end. They seek so much in their lives, and the cochlear implant takes them to that place. Our profession is ready to answer questions about, will I be able to find a partner? Will I fall in love? Will I get into university? Will I be able to go for a music concert with my friends and have a blast? Will I be able to go to a noisy cafe and hang out with my friends? These are certain parameters that need to be focused upon rather than, all right, cool. You know what? You can hear, it's all good, it's all sorted. No, it is not the only thing that matters. It is not just giving out cochlear implants and helping people to hear. It is a new light. It is to help them hear so that their lives can change for the better. It's not just about hearing and being like, okay, now we're done. My job as a professional is over. Let's move on to the next person. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is a slight differentiation in the goal. It is a new light shown in the right direction and a change in parameters to what constitutes success in a way. Getting a good grade in an exam, yes, it is success for someone who has a cochlear implant user, who has been able to get an education and succeed in their examination. However, what matters more is it doesn't matter they get a good grade in the exam but cannot communicate with their friends. The cochlear implant is more about the communication. How do I listen and speak? The improvement in my life when it comes to hearing processes, communication, conversation. With this perspective in mind, the professionals work with a different angle and have a different motivation in mind. They no longer work for hearing loss. They work for people. Professionals then become pioneers of dreams and change for the recipient and the family. It is important to take on that responsibility as a professional with care and a gentle approach. Thank you so much. I will take whatever questions that are available. Yeah.